Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Got a quick one for you today. Just wanted to kind of update you. I told you I'd be transparent when I bought the Rzr, since I had some hesitancies in buying a Polaris product if I would have any issues. And the first issue did crop up, unfortunately at the most inconvenient time. I had went on a trip with my daughter from where I live here in southern Arizona up to Sand Hollow State Park in Utah for UTV takeover. It was like 3.5 weeks ago now, 4 weeks ago. Went there for 3 days. First day, drove around. Rzr was fine, no issues. Second day, got to the park, pulled it off the trailer, was letting it warm up. Check engine light popped on. So I'm like, well, what could that be? You know, it was running fine. I drove it into the park. Didn't notice any issues, no limp mode, just the check engine light. So on these, you can actually go into the main head unit, into the screen, and it'll tell you what the code is. It was a 1835, positive ground fault or something. So had no idea what that was. Tried looking it up on the internet while we were watching the drag races, and I couldn't find any information on that code. So disconnected the battery. Figured maybe it could have been a glitch, something got wet, something, you know, if it was something that wasn't anything major, it would have reset and not come back. But that didn't do anything, obviously, or I wouldn't be doing this video. So ended up calling the dealer. They said, oh, try resetting the battery, which I did already. They said, try unplugging the front differential. Did that. Plugged it back in, didn't do anything. They said it had to do with the front diff. That's what that code was for. So I tried putting it in four-wheel drive and it didn't go into four-wheel drive, so they were correct. Unplugging the front diff, plugging it back in, checked the pins in the front, plug for the front differential, nothing. Checked all the fuses, nothing. So was kind of discouraged, obviously, kind of ruined my trip a little bit. So we limped around in two-wheel drive for the next day and a half. Now, obviously, you can go most places in two-wheel drive in these things, but it's a pretty, I don't know if anybody's ever been to Sand Hollow State Park, but you need four-wheel drive to feel comfortable in a lot of areas. So didn't have the four-wheel drive, so kind of just cruised around in safe areas. Still had a decent time, watched the, you know, jump competition and the drag races and cruised around with my daughter. Checked out some cool sites, but it was still in the back of my mind. It was bothering me for all the rest of the time I was there, so it kind of ruined my trip. As you know, this is fairly new machine. It's not even a year old yet. In January, I'll have had it for a year. So I have about 780 miles on it. So it's still like a baby. It's barely got 40 hours on it. So got back, dropped it off at the dealer. Now the other caveat to this story is I was 8 days out of warranty when this check engine light issue happened. So, of course, you know, that just adds to my frustration, not knowing what's going to happen here. Dealer was like, hey, don't worry, just bring it in, let us diagnose it. You know, we'll figure it out. You know, maybe we can a lot of times get Polaris to cover stuff out of good faith. You know, if it wasn't abused and it's just out of warranty or what have you. So, dropped it off at the dealer. I waited there while they just diagnosed it. They said, yep, it's definitely, you know, something in the front diff. What part, 100%, we're not sure yet. Got to do a couple more tests. But we're going to call Polaris and see if they'll, you know, cover it. So, waited a week. They submitted a request to Polaris for good faith to cover it. And Polaris got back to them after a week. This is all according to what the dealers tell me, obviously, and I kind of no reason to not trust the dealership. They've been great to me. So they told me, Polaris said, hey, you know, run a quick ohm test on the output plate or the solenoid. So they did that, and that was out of spec. So Polaris said, okay, need a new output cover plate, which is basically the whole left side of the diff. That's where all the electronics are. That when you flip the four-wheel drive switch, it's like a magnet in there, and it just engages the front diff, which engages your front, four-wheel drive. So that had a short in it. It was bad. So Polaris was like, oh yeah, you're gonna need to replace the whole diff, we recommend. So they were like, well, are you gonna cover it for the guy? He was only 8 days out of warranty when it happened. The vehicle's barely got 800 miles on it, it's clean. They were like, no, we're not gonna cover it. So that's a little bit frustrating. I understand I was out of warranty, but still, you spend $30-something thousand on a machine and a part that, from what I'm told now, is fairly common, goes out on them. You would think Polaris knows that's a common problem, and they replace them regularly. And I'm 1 week out of warranty. I bought 4 vehicles from them in the past 5 years, and they couldn't help me out at all. The best they could do was, they said, well, we'll split the diff. We won't send you the whole diff. We'll just send you the left side, and that'll save the customer some money. So they did that, and then my shop, my service department, sold the part to me at cost. So they didn't make any money on the part. So they gave me a discount on that, and then obviously I had to pay for labor. So all in all, it was $830 out the door. I understand in the grand scheme of things of $30-something thousand machine, $800-something is not a lot of money, but I think Polaris could have done a little bit better for me, to be honest with you. As a customer that's purchased 4 vehicles from them, and on a vehicle that's like new and was about a week out of warranty. So I'm a little disheartened with Polaris on that. Now I know you guys, half of you are probably saying, well, you're an idiot, you should have bought extended warranty, and I get you. This is actually the first side-by-side I didn't buy the extended warranty, because I've bought extended warranties on every other machine, and I've never needed them once. Just so happens the one time you don't buy it, right? That's the time you need it. So here's the invoice. This is what the part they replaced. Let me get a little better picture for you. So you can see the part numbers there. Got the ASM cover output and a pin spring. I don't know what the pin spring is. I'm assuming something internal. And 3 hours labor. So I'll show you what they replaced in the front diff here. So it's basically, you can see that side of the diff is all nice and shiny new, where the wire goes in. You can see the wire, the plug comes down, and the wire goes in right, let's see if I can get it focused, right there. So where the wire goes into the that side of the diff, that's called the output cover or something like that. It's basically where the ring is, electronic ring is, and magnet that engages the 4-wheel drive. So the job essentially is, pulling the whole front diff out, taking that side off, putting a new piece on, putting it back together, putting the front diff back in. So according to the shop, it was a 3-hour job. It probably would have took me longer to do it if I did it myself. So I appreciate them not ripping me off on labor. But I'm just discouraged, honestly, with Polaris not doing a little bit better for me. Even not, they didn't even have to say, hey, we'll give it to you for free. They could have said, hey, we'll split the cost with you. You're out of warranty, but, it's a common problem. You've been a good customer. We'll split the cost with you, something. After, just being out of warranty for a week. I can understand if it was a month, even. But a week out of warranty, I called, literally, it was 8 days out of warranty when I called the shop and notified them. So that's obviously all documented. So it's just frustrating. So I kind of wanted to express my frustration here. First issue with the machine. At this point, I don't know where to go, to be honest with you. I'm a little disheartened with the Polaris. So I don't know if I sell it, get something else, maybe a Can-Am, buy the warranty with the Can-Am. With the customer service I received, I'm kind of disheartened about purchasing another Polaris product, So I had an issue with a Can-Am X3 in the past, that with a water pump leak and a brake master cylinder, and Can-Am replaced everything, no problem. This second time, the brake master cylinder leaked the second time, and it was just the unit I had. I'd spoken to other people and they've never had those problems, but I must have just had a lemon. But the second time was out of factory warranty. I didn't have the extended warranty, but they had replaced the brake master cylinder once before, and the replacement one was leaking, and Can-Am replaced that one, no problem. No questions asked. No, we'll take a, discount it. Nothing. They just replaced it. Now, I'm not saying Can-Am is better than Polaris. I don't know who's better, to be honest with you. I think it's the luck of the draw and, who you deal with, and, the mood of their day, I suppose. So in my case, I kind of got shafted on it, I feel like. But, you guys are free to disagree with me. But 1 week out of warranty, I felt like, Polaris sells these vehicles at $30-something thousand a clip. They could have done a little better job taking care of their customer. So I don't know what to do from here. My wife and my kids don't want me to get rid of the side-by-side. I was contemplating getting rid of the side-by-side altogether and just keeping the quads. They like to go out in it, cruise around as a family, and, not to go out on the quads all the time. And I get it. We do have a good time. We go out, cruise up through the mountains and go out for lunch and camp and stuff like that. So it's a good time, but I don't know if I'm going to stick with this unit or not. I got a little bit of soul searching and thinking to do about it. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Ideas, suggestions, whatever you think. I'd love to hear from you. So thanks for tuning in and watching this. Just wanted to bring this up. I told you guys I'd be transparent with the Polaris if there's ran into any issues with it. And issue number 1 was a rather big one. So at 780 miles, we'll see where we go from here. I'll update you, of course. Thanks for tuning in. Ride safe, and we'll see you on the next video.